Mm. Oh, like the slow mo looks so fire. That's for like it's like all so many screen grabs from a lot of this is just so cool. But yeah, I'm gonna just talk. I'm gonna put this on mute and just talk about it. Probably put some music in the background or something if I need to edit this. But yeah, this is like just early footage because we know this game is like very early in development. Like so far, this has been like throughout the entire year this game has been in development for. And the first thing I want to talk about is the stage itself. The stage, the opening animation is very sick for it. Like it basically builds itself up, pretty much. And as you can see, by the time the stage is done building, if you can see my mouse, my cursor or whatever, walk-offs are still here. Like walk-offs are still in the game. So or not walk-offs, but like ring outs are still here, and so that's one thing that hasn't went away, and they're keeping for the next Virtua Fighter, which is sick as hell. Because DOA I think still had ring outs. Tekken removed that a long time ago. They've more so leaned more heavy on like stage transitions or just wall effects in general. So ring outs have been gone from Tekken for a long time, but Virtua Fighter, still keeping true to its old ways. It's here. But one thing I will talk about, another thing too with the stage, let me just go back again, is just the size of it. Like the size of keep keep missing my point, but keep missing where to go. But yeah, the size of like the stage itself is significantly bigger than other stages in VF. Like I don't like the entire time. I'm pretty sure they were like when they were fighting, they were like relatively in the middle of the stage. Like they were not that far off from the middle. They were relatively in there. And so I would say like already this confirms like two stages, because we know there's one stage, the first one that we've seen a lot of already, which takes place in Asia or whatever. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere like Asia. They haven't specified where, but they've confirmed it is in Asia. And now we have the training stage. Both of them looks cool. This one is also pretty fantastic as well. Now, I'm gonna slow down the gameplay. Now, I don't know a lot about like what moves are what. I'm not like super in, like, super crazy. Not like into that, but I don't know which moves are what, specifically. But I can probably guess what these moves are. So already, this either looks like a mid or a low that she does, and from judging by the sparks, because whenever or Stella does like a certain move before like Akira does something, because I'm pretty sure Akira was probably gonna press a button there and it looked like a counter hit, because for what I've seen from this trailer so far, um yeah, from this trailer so far, it seems like the Stella player has been able to do a lot more counter hits, and then you have this right here, and then this happens here, this little like tech get up. Now, combos is another interesting thing. Um, the team has been very upfront that they're trying to stick with realism and whatnot. They're trying to lean heavy into realism, and so I'm pretty sure this is like the only combo that looks like a traditional Virtual Fighter esque combo. We have the bounce or whatever on the ground after the hit, and then normally afterwards though you would be able to just continue the combo, like the opponent wouldn't be able to do anything. But you can see here that even after getting hit and the bounce has already happened, Akira can tech the get up. And so my guess is this: there is a new feature within teching the get up, that if you are able to, which we'll call it, if you get hit like this, right, like you're from forward falling down to your back, if you are falling down to your back like this, you can then tech the get up. I think this may just be a very specific tech, because and I say this because this doesn't happen anywhere else in the video. Like even when Sarah gets hit herself, I'll show you later on. Again, later on, she like falls down forward and not back, and so she couldn't take the get up, and also she was in a stun state. But I think by the time Akira started hitting her, that didn't matter anymore. But you'll see. Another thing I want to talk about this tech get up. I don't know if this is like completely invincible, but what it looks like here is that you are able to dodge certain moves so long as they don't hit your body. So it looks like certain moves are able to be dodged so long as this reflects probably some kind of a low, or the mid isn't like or the mid doesn't reach you. So long as the move doesn't reach you, you won't get hit. And it seems like they weren't necessarily reset back to neutral because the Akira player was immediately able to attack again, but it was not it wasn't like neither of them are in negative right now. And Virtua Fighter is one of the few games where like you are rarely in plus. There are certain situations where you are, like if you hit an opponent from the side, you will be plus for a large portion of your moveset, you will be plus. But that's only when you hit from the side, and this is the front. So this isn't like plus here. It's very rare for you to be plus while hitting while hitting your opponent from the front. So then then you have this dodge here. Now this could just be backdashing, like a just frame backdash. So like you're not necessarily, so you don't backdash normally. Instead, you will just dodge whatever attack, so long as if it's like a front forward strike or whatever. Because in Revo, in Virtua Fighter 5, or more specifically in Revo, they made it to where if you get hit while you're doing a backdash, it counts as a counter hit. So one of the many things that the team is very emphasizing on is aggression. That was a bit more of an aggressive change because they don't want players just simply getting away with just backdashing. But defense is still very important in Virtua Fighter. And it's one of the core things of Virtua Fighter as well, because it has an entire dedicated button to just blocking, and they teach you a lot, like in the training stuff, for defense as well. So defense is very important. So I'm gonna guess this might either just be a just frame backdash, or maybe it is a new button, but I doubt it is a new button, and they're trying. I would assume the team is still trying their best to keep it as simple as possible, punch, kick, and guard. So it's either a just frame backdash, or you press guard and back at a specific, at a just frame as well. Some type of inputs to do this. Because again, this is gameplay. All of this in the video is gameplay. So it is subjected to change, and that's why, you should take all of this with a grain of salt, but also also analyze all of this, because majority of this is probably, or I wouldn't say a majority, but a large portion of what you see here might be, might still be prevalent by the time the game launches. So, but also it seems like here, if you do get this backdash, you are the Akira player, as you can see, they were still like in that pose of attacking, and the Stella player reacts faster than him. So they're in minus, she's in plus for getting that off, and she's able to hit him at the very least one time. Again, the Akira ducks both of the attacks right there and does a simple combo string from his end. Then afterwards, we see this here. This is what people are going crazy about right now. These three, this blocking stuff here. I don't know what that is. No one knows what it is. I don't know if it. Hell, I don't even know if it correlates to this. If to this right here that happens later. I don't think it does. I doubt it does. This may just be a perfect block. I want to say it's a perfect block, and that's what it indicates. Because if you know, game design and stuff, you want colors to when it comes to game design and you're choosing colors to do stuff, colors can mean a lot, you know, especially for the game that you're making. You want the color, if you want the colors to mean something. Like for example, in whatchamacallit, in just any game like that has like health, red typically means something relating to your health, like a heart container or something, that's red. A bottle that has red liquid, that's probably related to your health of some kind. Your bar is also red. In Elden Ring, your flasks or whatever, you have a red one and a blue one. The red one pertains to your health, and the blue one pertains to your magic meter and stuff like that. So when you're choosing colors, you want the colors to correlate to you want it to mean something, and it just click in the player's head that, oh, red means this, blue means that, green means that, and so on. So I don't think whatever that blue effect is has anything to do with what happens with the red effect. I could be wrong, but from a game design standpoint, if you like for the most part, you would want, if the blue meant something for the red, then it would be better indicated that the blue is meant for the red. So I doubt whatever is happening here. Go back a bit more. I doubt whatever happening here in this block string means anything for the red. And also, I also do like the animations for the blocking as well. The fact that Akira has like set animations for these attacks, like he's actually reacting to them, which is very cool. And so here is the other talking point of what people are also talking about, is the this right here, this red thing. Now, I've heard people say that this red marking or whatever could also happen for the mid and lower section, and one thing that the team is trying to go for is to keep things simple, but while also having it be intricate. So I do believe let me just guys. I do believe that there are going to be other parts of the body that can be affected with this red mark or whatever. So I think what's happening here is that depending on the move, it can leave a person in this kind of state. Now in Virtua Fighter, the way I think this relates to the stun state, and in regular VF right now, the way it works is that certain moves will leave you in a stun state. And for like, there are certain moves that are like counter hits, and then they will leave you in a stagger state or whatever, stun state, where you have to wiggle the controller around. And that we used to in kind of mechanic, translated well in arcades, because the arcade sticks are very big and whatnot, and wiggling an arcade stick is not that hard. But on controller, it's a bit more tricky to do. It's a lot. Like, you have to get very good at wiggling the stick with one finger, unless you just take your hands off the buttons, which you don't want to do in a fighting game. And so it didn't translate as well onto console as it did, that kind of mechanic. And so I can understand them wanting to change how the stun state works in the newer VF, because there isn't going to be an arcade version of Virtua Fighter 6. That much has been confirmed by the team during an interview way back when. That much was confirmed by the team. There isn't going to be an arcade version of this, which I don't think should be a surprise to people, because Tekken 8 didn't have an arcade version on release, and I don't think Street Fighter 6 have had an arcade version either. So clearly the team is not focused on doing an arcade type thing for or an arcade version for these games at any given point. I doubt we're going to see an arcade version of this. So this is probably why they have redone the stagger state. And essentially, these markings indicate that if you get hit again, you see here, if you get hit again during during that state, if you get hit while in this state, in this specific area, if you get hit with another high while there's red markings on your head, or if there's red markings on your stomach area, and you get hit with a mid, you will then have you will then be hit with this kind of special animation or whatever. Now I don't know if the player has to input something or if this is all just cinematic. I would assume you would have to input something. You probably do, because this like move or whatever that Akira does here, this is a move that he has in VF5. I think it's a move that he has in VF5. I'm pretty sure it is. And so I would assume you would have to input this move, or maybe it is automatic, who knows. But either way, you get hit in the head again, and then you are now completely in stun. Because as you can see here, in typical fighting game fashion, the character is holding their head and spinning around, indicating that they are stunned, that they are dizzied, and you have the opportunity to do a free hit. So they are clearly in a stun state of some kind after getting hit twice within that specific area. And so then afterwards, the Akira player freely does that, and as I was talking about before, the Stella, when she gets hit, she falls down forward. Now, as I was saying before, this specific tech may just be specifically for your back. It might be specifically for your back, and all the way back during the NVIDIA showcase for that, we also saw something similar where the Akira, this wasn't a player, this was just a actual, like, whatchamacallit. This was when they grabbed like a certain animation from a movie or whatever. I'm pretty sure someone recognized the animation, and it was a specific animation from, like, I think it was a Jackie Chan movie. I could be wrong, but the animation that played was from a movie. But it was similar to this, where where the Akira player got back up and the kick whiffed, basically. And so I think this is specifically for the back, and not for and not for the front. This is not for the front area. And this is not when you fall down facing forwards. And so I believe that that specific tech is not for this. So the Stella player could not have tech similar to Akira earlier in the fight. And so she does a tech roll. Then this specific kick, people have pointed out that this specific kick right here is not normal. There are some characters who do have special, like, tech get up kicks. In Virtua Fighter, I don't think there is a specific one, because most of the time what they would do is that they would just kick forward while they're still down, and then they get up. They wouldn't get up slightly and then kick forward like this. This is unique. This is new. Then afterwards, the Akira player whiffs a grab, because as you can see, he was doing like the typical grab animation, where you just put both arms forward in the grabbing motion. Guys, I'm pretty sure they were considered ducking here. At the very least, it looks like they were ducking here, because immediately she goes for a low knee, so they were still in ducking. And then here as well, I want to talk about here as well. You can see here, hold on. You can see here that the yellow sparks and the camera change, that's a counter hit. I'm pretty sure that's a counter hit. It would really be counted as one, because there's a lot of emphasis on this hit. And that's another thing too that the team talked about, is that they want to be able to translate well what is happening in the game to newer players. So you see that the camera changes, the hit is very much emphasized by the effects and whatnot. That definitely was a counter hit, because the Akira player whiffed again doing something, and it counted as a counter hit, leaving the Akira player open. And so the Stella player does this little combo string, which led it into tumble. I think so. this might mean that no longer will players be sent like up in the air after being hit. So you won't get like your typical like, oh, he got counter hit. Now he's getting juggled up in the air like in Tekken or Street Fighter or in older VF games as well. Like you won't just immediately be in the air again. You are you know you're still gonna get comboed like regularly like normal, but you're not in the air because you can see that Akira is slowly falling down. Like he's slowly falling down each time, which means that he is in a state of where he's gonna get comboed like your traditional combos. So she ends off with the kick. Then afterwards she does this grab right here. I'm pretty sure Sarah in Virtua Fighter 5 has a grab like this. It doesn't switch the camera up this crazy, but there is a grab where she like hops on your knee and then you get hit again. You like she hops on your knee, you get hit. I don't think it's no, actually, no. She doesn't hop on your knee. She brings you down to your knee, and then she kicks you. Yeah, okay. So it isn't like this, but it's something very similar. But it's not the same. Either way, she then does a grab, and then afterwards she goes on the offensive again. She sidesteps very specifically, and when you if I play back the video again, you can hear there's a whooshing noise, meaning that she did sidestep correctly. Akira does his, one frame knee. This might just, this looks, the one frame knee is very hard to do, so this is kind of crazy for the Akira player to do just casually in the match. Maybe this has just become a move rather than like a just frame. Maybe, who knows? But he whiffs that because she sidesteps. Then now she's hitting from the side, meaning that she is plus. She is now plus. There are plus frames here. She is plus to do whatever she wants. Even if Akira somehow blocked that attack, she would be in plus, meaning that she can do something else and still be fine, and still be safe. So now she does this combo string, and then bam, this hits ends the match. And I like the close-up again. We just put this video back in normal speed and we just watch it one more time in regular speed. Just to and another thing too I want to emphasize is just how fast the match was as well. Like they have kept the speed of like traditional Virtua Fighter of matches, because the speed is still fast. It's still fast. Okay, so it starts like 18 seconds in. So 18 seconds. We just keep going. Look how fast this is. It's still fast, still fast paced. It's still go, type of fighting. Like even with all the slowdown, even with all these, these the cutscene-esque moves, it's still a fast-paced match. You see what I mean? Like you're still just going, and I'm glad they kept that. Okay, I also want. Okay, so you see here, the match is already over here, basically. So pretty much like I want to say, yeah, 49-50. So like that's like a 30 seconds, basically 30 seconds, 31. Like that's it's relatively the same speed as in Virtua Fighter, because I'm pretty sure it's 60. It is. I think it's 60 seconds in VF5. It's either 60 or 45. Either way, that's still pretty much your standard match in Virtua Fighter. I also want to talk about where they are on the stage. Like they just now got to the edge. They just now got to a edge. They're about to get here. But even then, like the stage is huge. This stage is huge. And it doesn't seem like there's any victory animations just yet, because Sarah just goes back to neutral. She doesn't really do anything. Yeah, she just goes back to neutral stance. So no victory animations just yet, but there is a being defeat animation, and they probably definitely want to they probably definitely want to emphasize this, because again, Virtua Fighter has a relatively small roster compared to modern fighting games nowadays, and so Stella and Akira are probably the two most developed characters right now, and so hence why they probably already since why they have an animation for this already. So I can you can like this is probably like again this is gameplay, so these are two players fighting against each other, but they probably like wanted to showcase at least this, this much wanted to be showcased. So they probably had like a list of things they wanted to check off, while during this gameplay. Okay, we have to show off the new stagger state. We have to show off the tech get up. We have to show off all these certain things. This checkbox, and this specific move right here, this specific kick right here, or at the very least, one of many kicks that Stella has would play this animation. So this animation would play, You have all the saliva, Jesus, just falling down. And then, and so yeah, like, this game is early in development. This game, because some people are saying this game is going to come out 2027. I don't believe it's going to come out 2027. I want to say 2028 to early 2029. That is my theory. Because again, like, this game, I'm not gonna say just started development, because development started like earlier, like development fully started like earlier this year. Last year was just like a lot of just showing off stuff. They had stuff to show off. The new stage, all the concepts and stuff. That much was just the year that they would just develop something quickly in 3 months to have something show off. But even then, they the gameplay that we saw during the Game Awards, that was actual gameplay that was confirmed. So we do know that gameplay was already like being worked on even that early on, but a lot of it probably wasn't up to where we are now, where we have this new stun state, where we have the tech get with the brand new tech get up and whatnot. A lot of that probably wasn't there. The block animation stuff that is still very impressive even now. The fact that they had that finished 3 months in, well, not finished, but the fact that they had that at all. I mean, VF5 had that, but not even to what the early footage had, which is insane how fast they worked. So yeah, I'm not gonna say 2027, but I will say 2028 and early 2029 is when this game potentially will come out. Potentially. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed.